Evening YouTube. So I'm home alone tonight. My missus has gone out, so I've got the house to myself, and I'm just chilling out, laying back on the sofa, having a few cheeky glasses of rum and listening to some jazz. So as you can see on the table, I've got set up a little combo from 1972, and it is a Sansui 310 receiver and a set of Bang& Olufsen 1702 speakers. Now both of these, like I said, are from 1972. And this Sansui is 15 watts per channel and is made in Japan, and the speakers are rated at 40 watts and they are made in Denmark. And both of these bits on the table tonight are not expensive vintage items. This Sansui is quite a cheap vintage Sansui. Well, it is one of the cheaper ones. Same with these speakers. These are quite a cheap set of speakers for a set of Bang& Olufsen's. And although both these bits are kind of cheapish bits of vintage hi-fi, I'm really getting a good sound out of this little combination. There is synergy going on between this amp and these speakers, definitely, because it sounds really good. So these Bang& Olufsen's and this Sansui definitely do like each other. So tonight I've got my Arcam Alpha CD player plugged into the back of the Sansui, and I am playing some jazz music. So I've got that After Dark album in there at the minute, but I've been playing through this lot here. And there's some really good jazz tracks on them albums, there really is. And I've had all them tonight going. That's how long I've been doing nothing except laying on my sofa, having a cheeky little drink and enjoying a bit of jazz. 'Cause I got in early from work tonight, no one was here, so I just thought, right, I'm doing nothing tonight, I'm going to make some dinner and then have a few little drinks and have a jazz night. Because I really do enjoy just a night of doing nothing but listening to music. And that is all I've been doing tonight. I've been doing nothing else. And when I say nothing, I mean absolutely nothing. I've just been laying back on the sofa with my eyes shut and just letting the lovely tones of the Sansui, the Bang& Olufsen's and a bit of jazz just wash over me. And I love doing that. Just do absolutely nothing but put a CD in or an album on and just lay back, close your eyes and just really enjoy the music. And that to me, that is proper old school nothing. Because people nowadays, they put an album on and they put a CD in, but then they sit listening to it, but they're on their phone. They are seeing what's going on, texting people, watching cat videos or doing whatever else they do on their phone. So they're distracted. They're not really taking in the music in all its glory. But tonight, where I am doing proper old school nothing, I have not been near my phone. I have turned it off because I'll get messages from people through the channel and I'll answer them. So, if you have messaged me today on the channel and you have got no reply, I am sorry about that, but I am doing proper old school nothing, listening to some jazz and really enjoying myself. And I have been enjoying myself tonight. It's been lovely. Home alone, phone is off, and I haven't even been near the computer. And I always check the computer. When I get home from work, I normally make a coffee, and then the first thing I do is check the channel, answer messages and all that, and then I normally have a look on eBay, see what's been listed today. That's my normal routine, but not tonight. I have not even checked the channel, not even looked at eBay. So for all I know, the channel has been hacked and there is a Pioneer SX1980 on eBay in the buy it now for 50 quid. And I have missed it, but I really don't care because tonight is old school nothing night. And it is absolutely lovely. So try it one night. Just put your hi-fi on, throw the phone out the window, close your eyes and have a proper old school nothing night. You can't beat it. And you need to do it in the dark as well. I've only got the lights back on so I can make a video. Because when I started my night of nothing, I shut the curtains and turned the light off, so I've been laying in the dark with my eyes shut, just doing nothing. And the only time I've been moving is to put another CD in when the other one's finished. And I used to do this when I was a kid in my bedroom. I just used to lay on the bed doing absolutely nothing and just play music. But when I was a kid, I didn't even have to get up to change the CD because I had an old Pioneer CD player and it took like a cartridge, so you could load it up with 6 CDs and it would play them one after the other. So I used to load that cartridge up with 6 CDs, turn the light off, lay in bed with my eyes shut and do absolutely nothing until the 6th CD finished. Oh, they was happy days. And thinking about it, I could have done with one of them tonight. It'd have been lovely just laying there doing nothing while all 6 CDs played. So I might look for one of them old Pioneers, have a look. They can't be worth a lot of money. It wasn't like a proper high-end CD player. It had quite a decent sound to it, but it was good because of that like 6 CD cartridge that went in it. And I did have one even better than that for doing absolutely nothing. I had one that even I could not do nothing while it played through all its CDs, because I had one called a Sony Jukebox, a CD player. It was massive, it was, and the CD stood upright in it. And I think you could get 52 CDs in it, and you could put it on random so it played them like a jukebox, or you could like start at CD 1 and it would go through them and play all 52. So even I couldn't lay there and do nothing for long enough for that one to play through its CDs. And it was a really good CD player, that Sony thing. And I have looked up lately about them because I would really like another one. But they don't come up for sale that much, and when they do, they make a fair bit of money. So I might not be getting my hands on one of them. But I will have a look for one of them 6-track Pioneers, because surely one of them can't be worth a lot. And I did buy another amplifier the other night, so I've got one due to be delivered tomorrow. And it is another one that I've been after from the old wanted list videos that I have done. And it is a Technics, a vintage Technics amplifier. Now it's not working, but it is one of the ones that I've been after. So it's one of the ones from my wanted list videos that I've made. I think this will be number 5 that I've bought off them lists. So yeah, it's not working, but it looks in nice enough condition and it's got all its knobs and switches on it. It looks all complete. So with a bit of luck, it might not need a lot to get it working, and then I'll have a nice little vintage Technics amp for the channel. And I bet these Bang & Olufsens will work really well on that Technics I've got coming. So let me go to my CD player, because the track I've had a few times tonight is on this album here. So let's flick forward and have it. And I have played a lot of good sounding tracks tonight on this little combo, but this one really is sounding good, so that's why I've had it 2 or 3 times. And it is track 10. It's by Cafe Brazil and it's called The Girl from Ipanema, and it's a true jazz classic, this one. Hey, Mr. Muddy, good track this one, ain't it, mate? Cafe Brazil, The Girl from Ipanema. And I do think Mr. Muddy will know this track and he will like this track. But if you don't know this track, Mr. Muddy, check it out. It's a really good track, mate, this one. And it sounds really good on my little combo tonight. It really does. These Bang & Olufsen speakers really do suit a bit of jazz music. And so does this Sansui. So put these two together with a bit of jazz going through it, it really is a win-win combo, and I really like this little setup. So other tracks I've had more than once tonight while I've been sitting here doing my night of nothing. The first one that I had a few times was Nina Simone, Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood. Now, it's on my jazz album, but I'd say this is more of a blues track. There's a few tracks I'm going to mention tonight that I'll say are more kind of blues songs, but they're on my jazz albums. So Nina Simone, Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood. Absolutely fantastic track, and through these little Bang & Olufsens, it sounded excellent. And it got me thinking, God, these little Bang & Olufsens are good for the money on this kind of music, 'cause not many little bookshelves would do this song justice. They'd struggle with it, but not these Bang & Olufsens. They've just taken it in their stride. So then next up, after I'd had Nina a few times, I put on Peggy Lee, Black Coffee. Now I love this song, it's such a good song. So I had that going on the Bang & Olufsens, and again, that song doesn't normally sound this good on a little set of cheap bookshelves. It really doesn't. It's more of a floor stander song. But the little Bang & Olufsens really was sounding good with a bit of Peggy Lee going through them. And I had that Black Coffee song about 3 or 4 times, and I did turn it up a little bit. Oh, it was just lovely. So then I went back to a bit of Nina Simone with Do I Move You, another song, a fantastic song. And again, this little combo was just doing it so well. Everything was sounding so good. And I really could have been sitting there listening to a really high-end set of speakers. And I'll say this, some really high-end expensive speakers would have not have sounded as good as these little Bang & Olufsens with that track. So then I went back to a bit of Peggy Lee and Fever. Now, we all know that track, innit? It's a true classic. And again, I'm really enjoying the sound of it with this Sansui and these speakers. And I like that song because there's bits in that song where Peggy Lee's voice just explodes really loud, goes from quiet to booming, and that can catch out a lot of little speakers, but it did not catch out these little Bang & Olufsens. These speakers really are suited to this type of music. Now, I've not had them cranked up really loud because I'm sitting quite close to them. They're only on the table. They might not sound as good if I had them right back on the wall and I was sitting a long way away from them and turning them up a little bit. But the way I've got it set up tonight, where I am sitting close, I am really enjoying a bit of jazz and blues on this little combo. So I thought, right, big test next, because this is one of my favourite tracks, and it really is a good track for catching out a set of speakers. And this is a track that I can't listen to on a bad set of speakers. If the speakers can't do this track justice, I don't listen to it. But on a good set of speakers that can deal with this track, I just love this track. And it is Nina Simone, I Put a Spell on You. Now, these bits in this track with the trumpets and that are just fantastic, the way they start and stop and all that. You should listen to this track. It really is a well put together track, and it's lovely to listen to. But on a bad set of speakers, it's no good, this track. You need something decent, or not so much decent, you need something that can deal with this type of music. So I'm playing it through this little combo and I'm listening, and yeah, I'm happy. It is sounding good. And I would say these little Bang& Olufsens, this is what I thought on this track. They have got like a mini Spender BC1 sound going on with them on this track. They really have. Now I'm saying that because years ago I had a set of Spender BC1 speakers at my old house set up in my room, and I used to play this Nina Simone track on them over and over. I've never had speakers that sounded as good on this track, period. I don't care how much money the speakers cost. A set of Spender BC1s on this Nina Simone song was the best I have ever listened to. And I'm sitting there thinking, God, I need to get another set of Spender BC1s. I really miss my old ones. So I think I'm going to have to save up and get a set, because they're quite a bit of money. But as I love a bit of jazz and blues, they are really worth it. If you like a bit of drum and bass and all that, they're not worth it, them Spenders, because they're nothing really special. They're still good, but you can get much better for that sort of music. But on the type of music I've been listening to tonight, that is when a set of Spender BC1s come into their own. And these little Bang& Olufsens have got a little bit of that sound going on. Now, they're not sounding like a set of Spender BC1s, of course they're not. They're like £300 or £400 set of speakers. These are like 50 quid's worth. So they're in a different league, but they have got a little bit of that sound going on, and it's a sound that I really like. So after I played all that lot, I've looked at the time and it is getting quite late tonight. It's about midnight. And I thought, right, I need to make a video. I said I'd make a video tonight, so I need to do one. So I thought, right, I need to wake myself up a little bit. I need to put some tunes on to wake me up a bit, because where I've been just sitting doing nothing with my eyes shut, I could have quite easily just gone to bed, because I was feeling a bit tired. So I put on, to wake myself up a little bit, Keely Smith. Sing, 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 the song's called. Now, this is on one of my jazz albums, but I would say this is more of a kind of swing song, but it's on the jazz album, so there you go. So, yeah, I put on Keely Smith, Sing, Sing, Sing. Fantastic track, really happy track, really like cheers you up, wakes you up. That's why I put it on. So I had that a couple of times. And then I put on Nina Simone, a track called Ain't Got No. So that's another one, waking me up. So after I'd had them two tracks, and I had both of them quite loud, was having a little dance about on the sofa like you do. And I thought, right, come on, here we go. Let's make a video and go to bed. So that's what I have done. So thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, and I'll do what I did in the old electro video. All the songs that I've played tonight, I shall write a list of them in the comments below. And then any of you who fancy having a listen to the tracks I've been listening to tonight, you can go to my comments and check them all out. And you should check them out, because there is some absolute bangers among that lot I've played tonight. And do me a favour, if you do listen to any of them, don't sit there and not do them justice and watch cat videos and that while you do it, because that is not the way to listen to these tracks. These tracks are better than that and deserve your full attention. So please, if you're going to have a listen to any of these tracks, before you play them, chuck your phone out the window and listen to them properly. Now, thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.